Tour of the Moon. The Moon is Earth's only natural satellite, which means it's a big rock that orbits around our planet. It's about a quarter the size of Earth, making it much smaller. When you look up at the night sky, you can often see the moon shining there. The moon's surface is covered in a layer of grayish material called lunar regolith. This regolith is made up of tiny bits of rocks and dust. If you were to step on the moon, it might feel like walking on soft, powdery sand. There are many features on the moon's surface. One of the most noticeable ones is craters. Craters are round indentations that look like bowls. They're created when space rocks or objects hit the moon's surface at high speeds. Some craters are small, while others are huge, like the South Pole-Aitken Basin. Apart from craters, there are also flat areas on the moon called mare, singular, mare. These mare are actually ancient lava plains that formed billions of years ago when volcanoes on the moon erupted. They appear darker and smoother than the surrounding areas. Despite being called seas in Latin, they are not filled with water, just solidified lava flows. The moon also has highlands, which are rougher and brighter areas. These highlands are older and have more mountains and valleys. Some of the mountains on the moon are quite tall, like Mons Huygens. Unlike Earth, the moon doesn't have an atmosphere. This means there's no air to breathe and no weather. Because of this, the surface of the moon hasn't changed much over billions of years. So, the craters, mountains, and other features you see today are similar to what existed a long time ago. You might notice that the moon goes through different shapes in the sky. Sometimes it's a full circle, and other times it's a thin sliver. These changing shapes are called lunar phases, and they happen because of how the sun's light hits the moon from different angles as it orbits Earth. The moon has played an important role in human history. In 1969, astronauts from the Apollo 11 mission became the first humans to set foot on the moon. They collected samples, conducted experiments, and left footprints on its surface. This was a significant achievement for space exploration. In recent times, there's a growing interest in returning to the moon. Scientists and space agencies are planning new missions to learn more about its geology, resources, and potential for future exploration. The moon continues to be a fascinating object of study, and its mysteries are still being uncovered by researchers from around the world. 1. Surface features. As we start our tour, you'll notice that the moon's surface is covered in grayish powder-like material called lunar regolith. There are large flat areas called mare, which are ancient lava plains. These mare appear darker and smoother than the rest of the surface. You'll also see brighter, rugged areas called highlands, which are older and more rugged regions. 2. Impact craters. Look closely and you'll see round indentations called impact craters. These are created when meteoroids or asteroids hit the moon's surface. Some craters are big, while others are smaller. The biggest one is called the South Pole-Aitken Basin. 3. Mountains and valleys. Moving along, you'll come across tall mountains and deep valleys. The tallest mountain is called Mons Huygens, and the widest valley is called the Valles Alps. These features were formed by volcanic activity and shifting of the moon's crust. 4. Lunar seas and lakes. As we continue, you'll see the mare up close. These are flat areas that look like seas, but they're not actually filled with water. They are solidified lava flows from ancient volcanic eruptions. 5. Impactful history. The moon has no atmosphere, so it's constantly bombarded by space debris. Over billions of years, these impacts have shaped its surface. The lack of weather and erosion means that many features stay unchanged for a very long time. 6. Craters within craters. Zooming in, you might notice smaller craters inside bigger ones. These are formed from later impacts hitting the same area. They give us clues about the moon's history and the rate of impacts over time. 7. Earth's companion. Remember, the moon is Earth's only natural satellite. It orbits around us, and its gravitational pull affects the tides in our oceans. It's about 1/6 the size of Earth and has a much weaker gravitational force. 8. Changing phases. One interesting thing about the moon is that it goes through phases as it orbits Earth. Sometimes it's a full circle, and other times it's just a thin sliver. These phases are caused by the changing positions of the moon, Earth, and the Sun. 9. Apollo landing sites. If you look closely, you might spot some special areas on the Moon's surface. These are the landing sites of the Apollo missions. Humans have actually walked on the Moon. The first landing was Apollo 11 in 1969. 10. Future explorations. As technology advances, there are plans to explore the Moon even more. Scientists want to learn about its history, resources, and potential for future human missions and settlements.